Like and subscribe right now, or else this will be in your bed tonight. Serious parents who have adopted or rolled a child, 5 and up, how has it gone for you? Do you regret it? Or would you recommend other parents considering adoption look into a rolled a child? I'm asking because I adopted my daughter when she was age 10. It was pure hell to begin with as it was not shared with us. She had serious psychological issues. After 7 years of therapy and many tears, we had a breakthrough. Now 27 years later, I was asked if I recommended doing it. I was at a loss if I should have been honest or just say yes, because once you get past the issues, that will surely arise. It's a wonderful thing to do. My story is a bit different. I was coaching a soccer team and had a kid in the foster program on the team. He was 13. Over the course of the season, my wife and I really got to know him and saw how shitty his foster parents were. At the end of the season, we asked him if he wanted to come live with us instead. It's been 9 years since then. We had rough patches, but for us it was easy. We were still a young couple, 24 and 27 then, but his social worker arranged continued funding for us, which eliminated any financial burden. It was an easy decision for us, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. We've had 4 of his other biological siblings live with us at one time or another as they've aged out of foster care. They all have their own unique problems, but all kids do. His 18-year-old sister asked to come quarantine with us, so we've got her staying here now. His brothers and sister are all just extra family and our biological little ones, 3 and 5, call them all brother/sister. He's 22 now and almost done with college and hopes to be a police officer. Sadly, my wife and I will be moving out of state soon, and we'll miss him like crazy, but no, we've prepared him for life outside our home. We'll still be there for him, of course, but we are excited to see him thrive independently. His girlfriend of 4 years is pushing him to move to our new state once they both finish school, so they may still be back near us soon enough. Teen years were rough. It's hard to be a kid again after having to parent yourself and younger siblings. But now that she is an adult, things are better and calmer for us all. I would 100% recommend it, even with the struggle. My child is a huge blessing and I can't imagine life without her in it. She is one of the strongest people I know. Wow. Thanks so much for both being aware of this and bringing this to light. I went into foster at age 13 and suddenly having food all the time, a safe place to live, all the school supplies I needed. It really did a number on me for a while. Mostly because the other kids, brothers, nieces, were still in the bad home, and I spent almost every night worrying about them, knowing they were hungry while I was eating 3 meals a day. It really f***ed me up for a while. I ended up with bulimia not because of my weight, but just because I'd eat so much and then feel like absolute shit about it. Just tons of guilt. I eventually worked it out, but it took a long time before I began feeling like an actual teenager, and honestly, I'm not sure I ever got there all the way. It's weird being responsible for an entire household and then suddenly, you're a kid. Even though you have all the normal kid stuff, you still feel completely alienated from your peers, your new family. I'm not sure my guardians ever really understood, and I think they mistook all my conflict for a lack of gratitude, and that kind of eats me up till this day. Any chance you can tell them now? IDK, we didn't exactly part on the best of terms, and sometimes I think they were just glad to be rid of me, but maybe I do have them on my Facebook. Apprehensive to reopen such old wounds though. I adopted a 15-year-old. He was hell on wheels and made a lot of really poor choices. He's now 20, and I am so proud of the man he became. It was a horrible time trying to get him to understand that abuse isn't love and that we wanted the best for him, but he's doing great now and is working really hard to create a loving family of his own. Do I suggest adopting older kids? Hell yes. The biggest reason is because I grew up in foster care. All I wanted was my own family. It's hard, it's taxing, and you have a lot of rewiring to treat their hurts and make them better so they know you're not going to do the same to them. But every minute is worth it. Holy shit y'all, I didn't expect this. Look, I really appreciate the rewards and all, and if any of y'all ever had a goal in life to make a crusty old vet cry, you did a damn fine job of it today. But honestly, I didn't do anything special. I just saw a hole that needed filled, and I filled it. If these awards cost money, please don't spend any more on me. Donate it to programs that help foster and proctor kids. I don't have much being a 15-year-old, but I have given you an award with the coins I have. You are a great human being. Buddy, I appreciate it. I'm not that great, but I feel some things just need to happen, and kids need to feel loved. We adopted our eldest daughter at 10. We actually adopted her baby half-sister first, after the mom met us. Since we were doing this via foster care, she asked if we'd adopt her other daughter too. She had been in and out of foster care most of her life, and her bio mom selflessly made the decision to let her go for stability and safety. We definitely weren't planning to adopt an older child. We already had a 6-year-old biological child, but after meeting the 10-year-old, we knew we'd want her to be a part of our family. It's been 16 years and it definitely hasn't always been easy, but we have no regrets. We love our daughter like our own. She was challenging to raise the first few years. Definitely had some trust issues with us, and some deep-seated abandonment issues. Family therapy helped. Every once in a while, like once every few years or so, these issues resurface. She still struggles with depression and anxiety. I'd be lying if I said this doesn't worry me. It does. But she seems to have a handle on it. She's always been incredibly smart and talented. She just finished her master's degree, has had a successful career thus far, and she's engaged to a wonderful man. They were supposed to get married this summer. Now we aren't sure. Thanks COVID. It's almost odd that she has really excelled in everything she's ever tried. She thinks it's mostly due to good luck. We call her, half jokingly, our achiever. Some of her success was due to our parenting, I'm sure, but most of it is just her and how she's wired. I'm proud to be her mom. That's wonderful. I'm so happy to hear everything went well. Throwaway because this is personal. I've been a foster parent for 4 years, have fostered birth to 15, about 20 kids total, and I've worked as an advocate for foster/adoptive parents for 2. I adopted my son last year, after he had been with me for almost a year in foster care. He was 5, so still pretty young. He is autistic and nonverbal. His mom has severe mental health issues, and he had been homeless his whole life before coming into care. He was wandering the street in a diaper and nothing else in November when he was found by police. I've never regretted adopting him for a second. He's wonderful. He's ridiculously bright and funny and sweet. I love him more than I knew I could love anyone. We have many difficult days or weeks. I gave up a lot of things to be his dad. I'm only 27. It's hard to find a sitter for him. His daycare keeps him in the baby room. He can't always go out to the store or anywhere loud/crowded, etc. But I adjusted, and I don't regret it. From my work side, I can say I have encountered many adoptive parents who regret adopting. Usually these are folks who adopted little ones, like birth to 2, and when those kids start exhibiting big behaviors, having trouble in school, needing psych hospitalization, getting involved with juvenile justice, that's when they call me and ask how to give them back. Sick. There are no giverbacks unless you're willing to accept criminal charges. I often see people say they want to foster teens, which is amazing, and I will never get in the way of that because it is so needed. I want those people to talk to people who foster teens before they do it. It's very hard. Not just hard like remodeling your bathroom or getting a work project done. There's no finish line. It's always a struggle. There are lots of good days and happy times, and it is worth it. But people who talk about their kids going on to law school or even college, in my experience, are the minority. Kids with trauma often need lifelong support. That means when they are 20, 25, you're still lending them money, or driving them to rehab or dispensing medication. And if they have kids, they may not be able to parent appropriately without a lot of help. I know lots of adoptive parents now raising their grandkids as well. TL. Doctor, fostering is very hard, and not for everyone, but it is worth it. PS I'm happy to answer questions anytime. Edit. I was thinking about this because it's 5 AM and my son is doing gymnastics in his room, and I wanted to clarify. People who call me to give their kids back aren't bad people. They are tired, burnt out, hopeless, scared, and desperate. Often there are other kids in the home who are being affected. You really don't meet a lot truly bad people who adopt from foster care. You should really look into different daycares. I worked for a program for kids with developmental delays, so hearing your 5-year-old is in the infant room makes me so upset. That's also a huge licensing issue, to have a 5-year-old in an infant room. Maybe not worth changing, as I assume he'll be in school with special ed resources soon, but if that's not the case you should find a different program. No ways that the best place for your son. DM me if you want help looking for resources. Thank you very much for watching. In the comments under the video, write what do you think about adoption, and also do not forget to watch our other videos. Bye.